All right, welcome everyone to the news and updates. This is are you ready? It's a special event, 222nd episode. 222.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow. 222. For nearly 5
222.
years, you've come here to learn about the news from in and around the AltSpace VR community. And we'll continue to bring you that news right up until AltSpace VR's closing.
To help support your move from AltSpace VR to other platforms and news you will need to know to help you flourish in the metaverse.
We're not AltSpace VR or Microsoft employees. We are volunteers who have been working diligently since 2018 to provide the news and sometimes the rumors you need to know to explore and enjoy AltSpace VR and the metaverse beyond.
This event is being filmed, so smile for the camera. And you will find it on our News and Updates YouTube and Twitch after the show.
Thank you all for being such a special part of the AltSpace VR community, our community here in AltSpace VR and beyond.
Yeah. All right. It's now time for the AltSpace VR news. And for the past 2 weeks, we've been covering the things you need to know about the closing of AltSpace VR on March 10th. So here's a few more details and reminders.
Okay, just a few more, Microsoft has clearly stated that there are no rescue attempts or buyouts of AltSpace VR. The date of March 10th is, I remind everybody, fixed. We do not know what time, but most event hosts are having their last events on March 9th, just to make sure, hoping that all AltSpace VR will have a united closing event on March 10th.
We still don't know exactly when on March 10th, so many are considering March 9th as the last date to enjoy the comforts of our beautiful utopian virtual homes and events.
To preserve your history with AltSpace VR, please visit the data download page on your profile on the altvr.com website and click on the download all my data.
Download your world building kits, templates, skyboxes, etc. to ensure you have them on your computer. We've shared tools on our News and Updates Discord to help you import these into Unity for usage on other platforms.
The popular VR education course and company, Universe, continues to offer special workshops to help you migrate your world into VR chat and other platforms. Take advantage of these opportunities, please, to make your transition easier.
Most events and world builders are moving on to spatial, VR chat, and Engage XR. A few are moving on to other platforms such as Frame VR and Hubs, with a small minority experimenting with Rec Room, Sandbox, and Decentraland. If for some reason you do not connect with your community and group before March 10th, look for them on those platforms and check out their social media channels like Discord and Facebook.
Educators in VR has published a lengthy article with a variety of criteria to consider when choosing a new home in VR, as well as tutorials and tips to help you migrate your community and worlds to various platforms. We summed up the article last week, so if you missed it, check last week's YouTube recording for details.
Or head to the article. None of
Or
us
head
are
to the
happy.
articles.
Are happy. None of us, trust me, we are not happy with the closing of AltSpace VR, and we share your grief. Seriously. For the news and updates team, we're discussing all of our options going forward, and we'll have news on that decision soon. We appreciate your support and thank you so much for all that you have given us. Really, thank you.
Thank you is correct. Here is a brief summary of things happening outside of AltSpace VR and in the metaverse.
With the news that Facebook Meta's VR division lost almost $14 billion in 2022, this week saw a surprising drop in the price of the Quest Pro as Meta reduced the professional headset down by $400 and pounds to $1,100 and £1,300. It is believed that the price drop is not a sale, but designed to better compete with the new Vive XR Elite and other business headsets like the Pico 4 Pro.
Speaking of Pico, next month, TikTok's CEO is scheduled to testify before the U.S. Congress about the rumors of data privacy violation. Like TikTok, Pico is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese-based company that has said repeatedly that the Chinese Community Party does not have direct or indirect control of ByteDance, TikTok, Pico, and its other companies.
The government fears about the Chinese government having direct control over ByteDance products continues to plague the company's ability to get Pico headsets into the U.S., based mostly on rumors and suspicions. Pico has long had a strong presence in the EU and many other countries, including countries that have banned Facebook Meta. It's unfortunate that most in North America do not have easy access yet to the powerful Pico headset. We'll keep an eye out on this for you.
Now, most of you remember the Samsung Gear VR headset in 2015, right? Anybody remember that? Oh, I love that headset. Yes. It changed most of our lives for those of us who got to experience it. And it changed the future of the metaverse. Samsung has been out of the VR industry for a few years. And this week they announced that they are back, baby. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Samsung's Unpacked event announced that it is working on extended reality with new wearable devices based on Android. The VR, AR, and mixed reality devices will involve partnerships with Meta and Microsoft, but we don't yet have all the details. Samsung learned from their mistakes and their successes with their versions of the Oculus Gear, and we expect that their Galaxy XR devices will really be game changers. So stay tuned.
Woo!
I'm excited.
Continuing with some metaverse hardware news, the Oculus Quest 2 released their latest update to version 49 with a new home environment, compatibility with Touch Pro controllers, and a big performance boost for the headset that should bring 7% increase.
There's also a do not disturb mode to hide annoying notifications while in a game or app. I need that one for when I'm killing zombies or getting killed by zombies. The biggest update, the biggest
That could
update is the
interfere.
arrival. Yes, it does. The biggest update is the arrival of the Family Center website that allows parents and guardians to set up and manage the parental control features that dictate which apps may be played, how long, and more to keep children's experiences a bit restricted.
Good ones, yes. The updates are
Ah.
coming over in the next few weeks. So check to see if your headset has the update ready to install.
With the closing of AltSpace VR, let's not forget that other games and apps in our VR world are also ending. Facebook Meta announced this week that as of August 1st of 2023, one of the earliest VR esports games, Echo VR, will be shut down, preventing any further play. First released in 2017 for Rift, it migrated to Quest a few years later when Facebook acquired the game development company.
Like us, and maybe you too, many players are grieving the upcoming loss. Sonia Haskins, a renowned esports player and journalist, said, "People have fallen in love, found careers, and made major life changes while playing the game. Just like all of us, including teens who played the game for a third of their lives."
Wow, that doesn't seem possible, does it? A third of
No.
their lives. That's
Really?
amazing. And you know, this describes the feelings that many of us are feeling too. Thank you, Sonia, for speaking for all of us.
VR Chat announced an update patch this week, bringing it to release 2023.1.1. Not that anybody's counting. The update included multi-layer camera mode, grab to adjust the FBT calibration, and improvements to their audio features.
Wow. Okay. Spatial released an update last week to improve their VR device controls and experience, with promises of more improvements coming. The update also improved chat features, avatar, interactables, and camera features. I just hope they fix the nonchalantness of the avatars. Anyway, go ahead. Just my thought.
Good point. Okay, here
I want to
comes.
just fix VR access. The rest is
Here
details.
comes Metaverse meets AI. So
Yeah.
Engage announced this week that they've developed their first artificial intelligence powered virtual employee platform called Athena, which is powered by ChatGPT and the AI image generator DALL-E. Named for the Greek goddess of wisdom and reason, the fully interactive virtual employee will take voice commands and complete tasks.
Mm.
Wow, so
Woo!
exciting.
The link is Engage's public comments area used by businesses to promote their metaverse company efforts and things. And Athena is being used there to provide advice, answer questions, source media for playback, and so much more to automate the company's interactivity with the public. Well, honestly, while we're in favor of human customer support, and I don't think that's ever completely going away, this makes sense in the metaverse. And it really makes Engage a game changer and likely the dominant choice for enterprise customers
It
specifically.
certainly
So
does.
that's really
Awesome.
exciting.
That's
Yeah.
so
Wow.
exciting.
hmm
Yes.
And honestly, what's so cool about it is that they have the ability to add translations, so you can have the information provided in different languages. And I can't wait to have this fully
Oh,
expanded.
that is awesome.
Is very cool.
Wow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, Sansar, the platform that seems to refuse to die, having come back from the grave several times, is hoping to entice financial backers to fund the platform with a free trial of its browser version, trying to embrace WebXR for tablets, phones, and computers. While there is much promise in Sansar, its tenuous stability makes many in the metaverse nervous.
Mhm. Sad.
For
It's such
those
a
of
cool platform.
It is. For those of you on platforms that embrace Ready Player Me avatars, they announced this week, this is another AI thing. They announced this week that they are launching a trial of generative AI avatar creator to help players use AI to craft their own avatar clothing and outfits. Ready Player Me Labs is experimenting with a wide range of new ideas and potential features for the Avatar third party app. I was trying it out this morning. I haven't finished with it yet, but I was tinkering with it a little bit this morning and entering. I wanted my shirt to be green, so I entered I don't know, emerald green, and then it spotted it with like light green and dark green. So then I changed the term. So and then it comes up with different things even if you use the same term. So you guys got to go there and experiment with it. It looks
Play
very
with it.
cool.
Play with it. A new toy, everybody. How many remember Woodstock? I'm sure there are a few
Yay!
oldie moldies around who remember the groundbreaking music festival in 1969. Well,
Mhm.
Woodstock is joining the 21st century to
Ooh.
preserve its legacy and reinvent its future.
The company behind Woodstock announced this week that it's bringing Woodstock to its own virtual space to recreate the history of the famous music festival, but also to motivate other music festivals to join them to preserve their own history as well as to invent the future.
hmm when Tom Furness, considered the grandfather of VR inventions and development, he presented the keynote at the first Educators in VR International Summit in 2020, and he described the experience as an event in all capital letters, recalling how much it felt like Woodstock, part organized presentations, part organic boot camp, and yet at all times a celebration, a festival, a coming together of hearts and minds. We hope this new Woodstock platform will be exactly that, Should be interesting. And I want to also say welcome to everybody. Send up some hearts and say hello to everyone in room 2. Just letting you know you're not alone. We're all here with you. Talk about partying, coming together of hearts.
And I have to do a little special call out for Ian. Ian is back. We haven't seen Ian in
Oh my
months, so-
goodness.
I know. So welcome back, Ian.
Yay,
We love you.
Ian. You've been missed.
Yes.
Hope you're
Look at all
doing
those
good.
hearts,
All right.
Ian.
Yay. You've been missed.
The GDC's State of the Game Industry Report came out this week with interesting news and information. The 11th annual report states that the metaverse is more than a buzzword. VR headsets landed in 10th place and AR in 14th place for developers choosing gaming platforms.
While Windows PC is still the game developer's choice overall, PlayStation, Xbox, Roblox. It's like sounds like a
Roblox. Just it.
medication.
No, it's a very
And-
popular platform.
I know.
Multi-billion-dollar platform here.
Got bowel problems, take a Roblox. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna so get in trouble.
Roblox and Minecraft all support VR games, pushing that statistic higher. Sorry, folks. I just had to. Couldn't resist.
VR game developers are choosing Quest, PlayStation, HTC Vive, iOS, and Valve Index among the top platforms, with Epic and Fortnite, Horizon Worlds, Microsoft's Minecraft, and Roblox leading the list, with Second Life not far behind. 45% of those surveyed chose the option that the quote metaverse concept will never deliver on its promise, unquote. We beg to differ. They aren't asking us, are they?
No,
Oh,
Rich, we believe VR is now in the future. There,
yes.
there you go. Now, how many of you have seen the new Avatar movie? Come on, throw up some hearts. Come on, admit it. Yeah, I know you have. I know you have. Well, yeah, look at y'all. You have contributed to its incredible success as the 4th highest grossing movie of all time, with over $2 billion in tickets.
Woo!
Wow. Variety reports that Avatar 3 has already been filmed by James Cameron and his crew, and parts of Avatar 4. The film industry experts are predicting that an Avatar 5 movie is likely in the
Wow.
works. This is a huge push for immersive entertainment and likely will change the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm. There's money in them there, 3D. Now, how many of you feel like you should invest in battery stock for your hand controllers, for your VR headsets? Oh my God. I go through more batteries. I swear every time I turn around, the batteries in my controller are dead and I have to replace them.
Every time I order new batteries off Amazon, I think, God, why didn't I buy stock? Why didn't I buy
Yes,
stock?
exactly.
Oh,
Well, we should all be listening to Darren, who has been telling me for I don't know how many years that I need to get rechargeable batteries. So
Yeah,
One of these
well,
days we'll listen to Darren. One of these days he's got important advice, I'm sure. Well, newer headsets offer rechargeable batteries in their controllers, just like the headsets, or have switched to the green choice of rechargeables, Karen.
like Darren.
But we
Yeah.
thought we would offer all of you an emergency technique for next time you run out of those AA batteries and can only find AAAs laying around the house.
And I actually tested this. This works. Foil. That's the trick. Tear off some aluminum foil, scrunch it up just a little tiny bit, scrunch it up with a AAA battery and place the foil between the battery spring and the battery, and bingo, you have power in your controller, at least to get to the store. It's not going to power your, the big things, but it's going to keep your controller going until you can get that tinfoil, little scrunch of tinfoil. It'll pass the electricity through.
wow.
Yeah, see, you get your best tricks and tips
Just-
here.
Well, tinfoil has been a go-to for many, many
Oh,
years. You remember
everything.
wrapping it around antennas and
Yeah.
all
Oh,
kinds
yeah.
of things to
You
make
know,
stuff last longer and go further.
Marcia,
I used
before
it
my
around my
mother
internet antenna.
before my mother died, she told me not to use the word tinfoil because she said you're dating yourself when you say
That's
that.
true. Aluminum. Yes, you got it.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Lance, pronounce aluminum.
No, no, don't pick on Lance.
Oh,
No, I won't.
Half of us
Okay.
can't pronounce it. Okay. Anyway,
Okay, before we move on to the fun stuff, although that was really fun, we wanted to reach out to all of our AltSpace VR community members living in the northeastern US. Temperatures are expected to be not just below freezing, but with chill down to minus 60 Fahrenheit, minus 50 for Celsius users. No matter how you calculate it, it's damn frickin' cold. But I just looked at the news prior to coming
hey,
in here
Marcia?
about the
Marcia, hold on to that thought. Karen,
okay. So we have an update for you on the extreme cold temperatures. Overnight, a National Weather Service station on Mount Washington was off the official charts with an estimated minus 107 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have to tell you, earlier in our news and updates channel, because Steph helps us out with that, she posted that it was 60 degrees or 70
in her
degrees
house.
in her house. And I thought she meant heat. I actually thought she meant heat until I went over our news and updates script and
She
saw
did
that
mean
it was
heat.
actually cold. Oh,
No, it's cold where she is. Her house is really well insulated, so she's doing good.
oh, okay.
Luckily.
Okay.
Okay. So that minus 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Marcia, what is that
Okay.
in Celsius?
Well, in Celsius, minus 77 degrees Celsius.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Okay, that's what it is. Minus 77 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay. Well, I just a real quickie here. I just looked at the news because I have friends back east, and tomorrow it's going to go from this icy cold to 48.
Yep.
How's that for a jump?
Wow.
So they
And
have
then it's
tomorrow to
supposed to
look
jump
forward
down
to.
back down to cold again. So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Well, I
So
would
it
say
broke.
48 is pretty cold.
Well, it's better.
Us
It's better than what
Californians.
it is now.
It's better than minus 48 or minus 107.
Well, yes, that's very true.
Okay.
So,
Anyway.
okay, breaking many records that did this. It did it all over. This puts the Northeast U.S. as colder than the coldest places in Siberia, even colder than most of the Antarctica, and that's very damn cold. Our hearts go out to our friends here that are living this experience right now. Please stay safe.
We may make jokes about this, but seriously, be safe. Temperatures like this can cause frostbite in 5 minutes, 10 at the most. Human
Wow.
flesh freezes at about minus 1 degree Celsius and 31 degrees Fahrenheit. This is way colder than that. This is very, very dangerous weather. This is not time to go out and get milk and bread or take the children out to play in the cold. There's no clothes you can wear that is going to be that protective that you have unless you're a specialist in this. Please, 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 please be careful. We want to keep you whole. And no popsicle avatars or people.
I'm sitting over here shivering.
I know, that's really cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it sure is.
Okay. All right. It's time for our favorite distractions from the sad stuff going on around us. I know you wait for this every episode.
Okay, so researchers have created a robot that can shape shift. Seriously, they've created a shape shifting liquid metal that can transition between solid and liquid states, allowing
Wow.
it to move through tight spaces and even be used in the body, programmed to find and remove or dispense medications. Amazing.
Look at that
Isn't it-
video.
It's so
know.
cool.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, this is the same as the liquid shapeshifters in 1991's Terminator 2 movie, but goes even further. The liquid is actually tiny, tiny robots that blend together to make a liquid to jump, climb, and ooze around under round and under things, then change their shape to the next task. They use magnetic fields to control the shape and movement. Who knows where this technology is heading? But it is fun and exciting.
Yeah, I see so many possibilities for this, honestly.
Oh,
This
yes,
is exciting, fun stuff.
it sure is.
Woo!
It's awesome. Our next bit of fun news is something I think we all want to see brought into VR. A new interactive globe app called Ancient Earth Map allows you to enter your address and see the exact location the way it was at the time of the dinosaurs. Lance, you'll love this. We just had to give this a try right away.
We decided to use Las Vegas, home of our wonderful Marsha. Now, Marsha,
Yay!
here is what your home looked like during the reign of the dinosaurs.
Wow. Marcia,
Whoa.
you almost have waterfront property.
Whoa.
240 million years ago, the west coast of what is now the United States, Canada, and Mexico was underwater. It was the early Triassic era, and oxygen levels. There were fewer land plants, and the planet was experiencing a temperate climate with a mix of arid desert and pasture land outside of the ocean. It was very busy doing its evolution thing.
I am dumbfounded. I
Yeah.
wish we had some of that waterfront property here now instead of 127 degrees Fahrenheit on our patios in the summer. But they
For
say it's
sure.
dry heat. Yeah, not humid, thank God. Can you imagine? Oh,
Yes, been there. So check it out yourself on dinosaurpictures.org and see where your home or favorite place, where they were millions of years ago. Now, where I grew up is underwater. So this is really fascinating. So check it out at dinosaurpictures.org. And please, I see Mark Cock there and I see Dargon. Come up with a way to bring this into VR. I would love it to actually walk through
Yes.
what it looked like. You know, there's
Oh,
got to be a way of doing that. So bring that in.
that would be so cool. While many consider the next bit of news not much fun, it's actually great news. With the focus on the tech industry layoffs of thousands of people, the United States job market actually added 500,000 jobs just in January, part of a continuing gain in the labor market. The U.S. unemployment rate has held steady at 3.4% for several months, a 53-year low.
honestly, those are amazing numbers. We tend to focus on the negative and not the positive, and things are really better than we think.
Yes, the numbers are actually higher than many people believe in the EU with a slightly weak economy, but most sectors are not shrinking. Many are actually growing. According to several financial news reports, energy prices due to the Ukraine war are causing problems, but the job market in general is staying pretty solid.
That's great news. Aren't
Yes.
y'all happy to hear that? It's so important for all of us to focus on the truth and not rumors or exaggerated news reports. Thanks for finding that information for us. I'm feeling better already about the economy.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I'm going to add here, I'm also building a chicken coop in the backyard because of the price of eggs.
Well,
Oh,
that's just
yeah.
being smart. That's,
Yeah.
eggs have been going up for decades, so that's a good idea. All right, now let's move on to our favorite world building news. Okay, as mentioned, please download all your world building goodies before March 9th, photograph and film them to preserve them for yourself, maybe upload them to a website, social media, or your YouTube channel to share with others.
Speaking of beautiful worlds, After Shushu, Nico, Andy, etc., won an award at the Rain Dance Festival, they also earned another one last year at Cannes for episodes 1 and 2 of their Nymphs Worlds. They gave a special tour last Sunday of the last episode of the trilogy.
Now, sadly, it will remain unfinished when all three worlds will cease to exist along with Altspace in March. We're hoping for more tours of teleportatium, the
Teleportalium.
Okay, thank you. The afterlife simulator, which unfortunately might never be seen by the judges, though we live in the hope that they will port it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And my heart goes out to Shushu personally because I know how this has hurt him terribly over this. All right. Arizona State University Media Studios impressed us all this week with a glimpse of their new Star Trek holodeck immersive studio. In the video on the screen, it really, really looks like water is real, enough so the person jumps away from getting their feet wet.
We've reported
Isn't that
on this
incredible?
immersive. It is incredible. It's amazing. And we've reported on this immersive effect with the state-of-the-art movie and television filming. And we love that schools are starting to develop educational and training programs as well to teach students how to make immersive media. Super exciting.
I just love watching that because it
I
feels so
know.
real. It's
It
holodeck is
does.
coming. Holodeck is
Oh,
coming. I can't wait.
wow.
All right.
Me too.
The MRE meetup has one more event coming up. It's called What We Leave Behind. It's a celebration of the creativity and inspiration of our MRE developers. It's a giant show and tell. Bring your MREs to brag and show off what you've built. Trust me, you don't want to miss this very, very special event. It's going to be incredible.
It will be. It will be. I
Mm.
hope they have 3 rooms available because I have a feeling there's going to be lots of people there.
Yeah,
The
it won't
Wednes-
be. Nope, it'll be limited to 50 as a cap. There won't be multiple rooms. Can't do the
Oh, dear.
MREs. No,
That's
can't do
true.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe we
Mhm.
can get them to repeat it a couple of times.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The Wednesday tour teams is digging through the worlds in Altspace VR to find some of the oldest worlds that still exist, like the ones that are like our bucket list worlds and ones
Mhm.
that you need to see before they disappear. So join us to celebrate almost 8 years of incredible talent and creativity.
Absolutely. Okay, on to some Altspace VR events. While many groups are expanding to other platforms, events continue to be in high demand here in Altspace VR. We will be continuing on with the news and updates show until the end and announcing our decision about the future soon. So let's look at the amazing events right here in Altspace VR.
Did you all come with us last week to the Universe live musical performance with our beloved Yunji? Oh wow. That
Incredible.
was so amazing. It was packed with so many people, including many who haven't been in Altspace VR for a while. What fun. And Yunji wrote a special song about the closing of Altspace VR so we could all share in the mix of emotions and about the loss and about the future. Wow, it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
It was heartrending.
Mhm.
I cried in my headset, and I just a flood of memories, but like the whole history of my alt space being here just flashed in front of my eyes when she was
Mhm.
doing that performance. It was incredible. So Yunji has also agreed to be the guest speaker at the March 7th Creative Writing Meetup, discuss tips and techniques for songwriting and creative expression through music. What a treat, and what a great way to end the final week of Altspace VR. RSVP soon to reserve your spot in this special event for writers and musicians.
Speaking of live performers, Caitlin Christine continues to shine with live 3D hologram performances from this amazing Nashville recording artist. She is so good. I have heard her a few times. If you haven't heard her, this is your good chance to check her out. She has been entertaining us in all space for several years, and we are thrilled she continues to do so right up to the end.
Vitality Reawake has a fun event called Astrology in You, reading the signs of the universe. The event is Wednesday and covers the history of this ancient science and how it may be used to teach you about your connection to the universe and world around you. Check out the rest of their events all week.
Oh, I hate this. February 9th is the last event with Scott McScott performing as Hamilton here in Allspace VR in a special Alexander Hamilton Will Die event. Scott has performed as Hamilton over 100 times in performance educational events and discussions here in Allspace VR, thrilling us. I don't know if y'all know this, but he's been performing Alexander Hamilton for like 20 or 30 years. This
Wow.
is your last chance to see him here. Please do not miss it.
Oh, sad. Yeah, I heard him come in and chat with us the last week, and
Mhm.
boy, just listening to him talk, it's like listening to the past. He's so good.
Mhm.
The Educators in VR Theater team is hosting a special playtime event Thursday, inviting people to play with some of the unique challenges and possibilities for acting, role playing, and performances found in your avatars.
Mhm.
Or you'll be in your avatars doing it. That's how
Mhm.
Karen and I met. I remember something like that.
Mhm.
The team is made up of experts and educators in theater and performance, exploring acting and stage in VR. This is a great opportunity to learn and play with the stars of the metaverse.
Mhm. The Harlem Film Festival is having their Builders Got Talent Season 2 finale of their world building competition coming up. Check it out on Friday.
As mentioned, we don't have time to go into all the events that are happening this week, so please check them out on the event pages on the Altspace VR website or in World, and be sure to mark RSVP or interested on the events you wish to attend. Receive a reminder via email an hour before the event.
Okay, absolutely. Don't forget to RSVP. They need those informations. Very important. Okay, folks, it's your turn. Now it's your turn to talk to us. This week, we want to know what your plans are for the future beyond Altspace VR. Some of us have made our plans. Some of us are still figuring it out. Where are you in this process? Let's hear it.
Okay, everybody's been having side conversations, all of us, about what we're going to do, where we're going, where we've been, what our plans are, building, visiting worlds, whatever it might be. So, share that with us. We want to hear. We want to hear what you think and what you've been talking about. So the raise hand button is up. Click it and let's. We've got plenty of time, so we want to hear from all of you. Marcia, you want to start off? Nobody's raised their hand yet. Would you like to share with us a little?
Well, as all of you may know, most of you, not all of you, but most of you may know, I was a caregiver. And at the same time COVID hit, I lost my gig here in Las Vegas, as did many, many hundreds of musicians. So a friend of mine turned me on to a quest. The first place I went into was big screen. A couple of people there turned me on to Altspace. In fact, he said, I'll never forget this. He says, come with me into Altspace, showed me how to do it, brought me in and dropped me on the playa. My first time in Altspace. And then I couldn't find him because I didn't know how to get around. So I always tell him, he still's around. I always tell him, you took me on a first date and dumped me in the desert. So, but since then, my life has grown. It's grown so much. It's grown so, so much. My life has become Altspace. My life has become a part of your lives. And I love it with all my heart. And I don't want to lose any of you. And wherever we go, we just have to stay in touch and meet each other wherever we are, either through our Quest headsets by themselves or in whatever platform you land on. If you got something going on that's special, notify me on Discord. I'll try and get over to that platform and check it out. But let's all stay in touch, please.
Very nicely said, Marcia. Thank you. And now we have Lance. Lance, you're up next.
Well, like, so mine and obviously a few of our friends' plans are, we're not gonna stick to one app now. Since Altspace VR is going, well, what we're gonna do is start exploring the metaverse. We may here and there find an app, a VR platform that we may set up to be our base of operations, kind of. But that's for that's the cadets and metaverse and stuff. So all that we're gonna do is explore, go to multiple apps. Instead of world hops, we're gonna have app hops or something like that, where we hop the metaverse, which is that's gonna be kind of cool. So that's mine and several others plans. So
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Lance. And Tomb Raider, you're up next, and you have megaphone.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Well, for world exploration, I will go into VR chat. I have used that platform before, and I am quite familiar with it. Unfortunately, VR chat lacks an events category like the one we have here, is VR. So for events, I'm moving to Horizon Worlds and Horizon Venues, which in my humble opinion has one of the best events categories out there. It's so easy to pick the event, and then you will be notified the day of the event. And then for games, I will go into Rec Room. I know a lot of people complain about the little kids in Rec Room, but I have found out that actually some of the kids can be very nice and polite to you. It all depends, and they have helped me out figure some things in a Rec Room. So that's what I plan to do. Oh, and yes, last night I actually tried Spatial, and I recommend that application, especially for the Quest 2 users. You can download the app for free from the Oculus Store. And Spatial is great. It has an events category. It shows you what's trending on the platform, and has wonderful galleries and museums. I highly recommend it. Give it a try.
Thank you, Tomb Raider. Thank you for sharing all that with us. And while we're waiting for the next person to raise their hand, Rel, we've had a special request from Leslie to ask you to share your story.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know the question is, what are your plans beyond Altspace VR? As mentioned repeatedly, Educators in VR is moving our main base to Engage, where we've been since the beginning of 2019, and we'll be on we're already on over 20 different VR platforms, so we will continue doing what we do. Is that that's the question that's up there?
That's fine. And
That's
I
that's
think
my
as-
story, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, as Tomb Raider so artfully pointed out right now, different platforms offer different features. And
Yes.
so I think that we will be doing our community, our Altspace community will be
Mhm.
doing a lot of platform hopping. We'll go here for events, we'll go to Engage for Educators of VR, maybe VR chat and Rec Room for games. So
Mhm.
we'll be doing a lot more.
Well, what's
metaverse
really
hopping.
fascinating, and both of you know this, the Altspace VR community is everywhere. We have been everywhere. We've been on other platforms. In fact, many of us have gone and played on another platform for quite a while and got bored and came back to Altspace VR over and over and over again. And so this has been our touchstone platform, but we're already out there. We're already living in your basements. We've been there. And what is really important, and what I love about the Altspace VR community, and I'd love to have y'all, say something about this if you want, but I find that wherever I find the Altspace VR community, we bring our values. We bring this kind of utopian moral, I don't even have the words for it, but we have the standards that we bring with us. And so we expect other platforms to be safe, to have tools to protect ourselves, to really have amazing moderation, and we want to hold them responsible for helping to take care of us, and we will take care of them on that platform. We are very community driven, and I know we're going to continue to spread that around no matter where anybody goes on the next cuckoo moo moo doo doo woo woo platform. We're gonna be carrying our hearts with us.
Yes, we are.
Mhm,
Beautifully said, Laurel. Very beautifully said. Thank you.
mhm.
And Matthew, you are up next. Stands with Trees.
Alrighty. So you know, like most people, I've been exploring other platforms. I've started rebuilding some of my worlds here in Altspace in VR chat, and I'm looking to possibly build on other platforms as well. And it's one of those things where you know keep our hearts and minds open, and who knows, who knows what platforms are going to appear in the future. So I'm looking forward, just definitely looking forward to the future and what we're going to see in the metaverse real soon.
Thank you, Matthew. Thanks for sharing your perspective with us. And up next, Marcia.
Well, I just wanted to add kind of what Matthew said, Stands with Trees says. I'm an adventurer. It used to be if I went for a trip in a car, it would be said, "Oh, don't go for a trip with Marcia unless you're prepared. Bring extra water because she's going to take a side road somewhere." So I explore, and I'm also going to be trying out, what would we call them? Baby platforms, virgins that are just starting up. I'm just going to see, because we all started out as virgins at one time. You know what I mean? And that's how Altspace was built originally. And so I'm going to be checking out new people's ideas because they've got good ideas and they just need support behind them. And I'm going to try to do some of that too.
Nice, nice.
Yes, me
Well,
too.
speaking of
Marcia.
new platforms, Ancient, I won't say, has given me permission to
Oh,
share with
good.
you that he is developing a new platform. It is very early days, but it's going to be freaking amazing. So it's not open to it's barely alpha, called, mess this up, honey. Arteranos. Arteranos development. Yeah, so it's
I looked it up
Arteranos.
last week, Laurel.
Yep.
It's
ADD.
Aternos, Aternos.
Yeah. Yes. Arteranos. So Aternos. I hope that's right. And he'll correct me if I'm wrong. But he's working on some really state of the art stuff with this that is going to make it, it's decentralized, a kind of metaverse platform. And so it's got a lot of freedoms and a lot of issues while having some very high security and compliance with EU standards and et cetera. So, but it's a lot of work. So we're really excited about that and going to see where it goes. But there's other people too that are trying to do this, and I love that, Marcia, that you want to help people because there is, I'm working with Ancient, I won't say it, and there are layers to this that people don't take into consideration, and there's a lot of laws, a lot of rules, a lot of everything that goes into this, and plus there's the business side of it, and it's really important. It's you can't just grab something out of A-frame, slap it down, and then hook it up to some cryptocurrency thing. Yeah, and blockchain is much more complicated. So I love the people that are taking it on. All right, we have somebody else on the list.
We do not.
I
nope.
thought we did.
Sorry. Yes, Kalima. Sorry, Kalima.
Hey,
Kalima's up
Oh,
next.
that's okay.
Okay.
I like so many others, I'm going to be spending my time between multiple platforms probably. I have already been on VR chat for a year and a half, something like that. So I've been playing over there. I haven't put any worlds in over there, but I'm sure I will at some point. And I'll probably spend more time in Engage. I was on Engage a long time ago and then just haven't been, but I want to continue attending some of the Educators in VR presentations. I get so much out of those and enjoy those a lot. So I'll probably be there more often. And I plan on spending some time in Horizons because I want to play around with some of that world building that they have and see how their platform works. I didn't care for it originally, but I had Altspace back then, so it was okay. I could come in and play here, but I'll probably be playing around there a little bit. And like you said, there are lots of new platforms. There are lots of little small things that we might not even think of as platforms where we can connect with our friends. There's a little app on it's on App Lab, I think, is where we got it, called Couch, and I meet up with friends there, and we just sit on this little couch as potatoes and watch videos together.
It's like the old,
So-
old days of V time. Oh,
What's the name of
wonderful.
that one?
Couch.
It's called Couch.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, that's what V time used to be. Yeah.
All we need to do is add potato, and then we'd be all right, right?
Yeah, and
I
they,
love
they they literally call you potatoes. Like say like how many potatoes are in this room? How many potatoes are in this room? But we don't actually look like potatoes. I think maybe they did in the past. But so there's a lot of other things out there that we think of as we can think of as platforms to meet up with our friends. So I'll be all over the place, and for the most part, I'm Kalima everywhere. So
We'll
feel
be
free to add
we'll be
me.
looking for you.
Great.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
there
it.
you go.
Yeah. Yay,
Thank you,
thanks.
Kalima.
Well, I just it's funny you mentioned Engage. Well, it's not funny, but we had Educators VR had an event today to celebrate the Lunar New Year in Engage, and every time I think I've got this platform figured out, something new happens. It's just surprised me. Our teams running the events and things that are just amazing, and they were. I can't remember the name of the food, but there's a food that you go into the food markets during the New Year celebrations and stuff, and you make your own whatever, and then you pop it in the little fry pan, and then you pull it, dips and things like that. So they had people using the drawing pen to actually make the food and putting in the pan to fake cook it, and then you got to pull it out, but you could handle your drawing became a thing. And we were laughing so hard, and one of the people drew a fishing pole with a line coming down, and their food was in the fishing pole, so they could put it in the pot and let it sit in the oil with a fishing pole. And I was on the floor, and we were making friends with each other and laughing, and it was absolutely hysterical. While being educational and informative, but we felt like we were a part of something. We felt like we were part of the festivities because we could so easily create and participate and share that process. And I think that's true of all the platforms are heading in that direction. Engage just happens to be really ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. And but it's the magic of our communities. Like I said, we bring it with us, and you are all ambassadors. You are absolutely ambassadors. And I remember when, Mark didn't talk to anyone, Lance didn't talk to anyone, and a lot of you were afraid to say hello to anybody. And now you have zero fear walking up to somebody in the metaverse and going, "Hi, here I am. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. I want to know about you. I want to share what exciting things I'm doing." And you make that connection. We are braver because of Altspace VR.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
So,
Very
Marcia,
well
start
said.
taking us out because I'm going to start crying.
Ah, I hear you. I'm sitting here getting
That was-
weepy myself.
That was so well
Oh.
said and so true, Laurel. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you for saying that.
Mhm.
You know, another meal is look up hot pot. I had a Chinese friend in my working career
Mhm.
that took me
Yep.
out to see hot pots. Hot pots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love hot pots. Yep. All right, take us out.
All right, let me scoot down here. We will be having news coming soon about the future of Mark's news and updates, where we are going, what's changing, and what's staying the same. So please stay tuned.
Mhm. And that's all for this week's news and updates. Thank you for joining us here in the news and updates every Saturday. You will find us here next week at the same time and throughout the remaining time we have here in AltSpace VR.
We do this for you for free to help you be better informed. We are volunteers and community members, not AltSpace VR employees. We love you all.
If you miss the show or you want to share it with friends, check out our live streams on YouTube and Twitch every week, or catch up with past episodes and find out more about events, projects, news, and community activities in our News and Updates Discord. Our YouTube archives are a legacy to our experiences, stories, and history of AltSpace VR.
Thank you to all of our volunteers, moderators, script writers. Thank you, Steph, too.
Yeah.
And especially our amazing producer, Mark, and all of you. We couldn't do this show without you. Thank you.
We know this is a tough time for many, but it is also a time of hope. Good things are on the horizon, and we are here to share them all with you. Stand tough, stand up, and most of all, in these most uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world. And stay warm!
Yeah, stay warm. Everybody go to Steph's house, which is super insulated, so we can make you stay warm.
I'm in Vegas. I'll be warm.
I know. Thanks, Marcia. Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Love you guys.
Thank you.